So I was originally going to go in with a palette today from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I recently just purchased their Modern Renaissance palette. However, my boyfriend, as part of my birthday present, even though my birthday isn't in like 4 weeks time, but he's away snowboarding, so he kind of did a little bit of an early order for me. This actually arrived today, and it is the Huda Beauty Textured Shadow Palette Rose Gold Edition. So I'll just give you kind of like a little look, I suppose. That's the packaging. I'm sure you've seen this so much on YouTube. This is what it looks like, and it just flips open kind of like a little MAC palette, I suppose. And this is the colours. So up the top and one here, you get kind of these textured foiled like shadows, and then there's kind of, well, I suppose, and then I think it's a majority of mattes, and I think Moon Dust is probably the only one that's kind of has a satin finish, I suppose. So I've already primed my eyes, and I've just used concealer because I have done my kind of foundation and concealing routine first, and then I've just powdered them over the top so that other shadows blend a lot easier. So the first shade I'm going to go in with is Sandalwood, which is this colour just down here. I'm taking this on a Zoeva 221 Soft Luxe Crease brush. So I'm just applying this into the crease, and I'll just blend it down so the colour gets gradually quite light. Next I'm taking Henna, which is the shade next to Sandalwood, and I'm just going to use this kind of in the outer third just to darken it up and give it a bit more definition. And for this I'm just taking my MAC 217 brush. I really need to get like some more blending brushes, so if you guys can recommend any sort of eye brushes or blending brushes as such, then please leave them in the comments below, just because I really do need to step up my game. So I'm not going kind of any more kind of out of this area, I'm just sticking to this outer third. And so far, so good. We have absolutely no fallout at all. And going back into, we are out of focus, going back into my Zoeva brush and just blending kind of the outer part so it's not as harsh. Okay, so going into the next shade, I'm actually going into Man-Eater, which is this red shade here, and I'm just going to use this to kind of intensify the outer part, which is maybe something I should have done beforehand, but we'll see. Oh no, this works quite nicely. I'm also using this on a base shadow brush from Real Techniques. Smidge of fallout from Man-Eater, however I'm not too fussed because it blends away so quickly. Right, now getting on to the actual main part of the eye at the front here, I definitely want to use one of these textured colours, and I don't know whether to go in with Trust Fund, which is here, or what is this one, Rose Gold, which is the one next to it. I wish I had like a live online poll. But anyway, there's been a lot of controversy in terms of people thinking the palette's quite crap just because it doesn't work well with a brush. So I'm going to try it with a brush first, my finger, which is how I use kind of false shadows anyway. So let me have a look at which one I want to use. Okay, so I think I'm going to go for Trust Fund, which is more the bronzy one, because excuse me, I don't want the whole look to be too red. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can, I don't really think you guys can see, but I'm just swiping like this, and there's nothing coming off the brush. So I'm going to use my little finger, oh yeah, and I'm going to dab it and then I'm going to blend it. Oh my gosh, this is stunning. The one thing I will say is, because it feels quite chunky, it's a little bit hard to apply. I can see what people are saying. I've just zoomed you in. So where I've kind of applied the product, it's almost too chunky, so it makes my actual eye kind of fold, if that makes any sense. You can see just there. So what I'm going to use is some Aqua Seal liquid eye primer from Makeup Revolution, and I'm just going to use a slight dab, and what this is going to do is it's going to water it down, because I don't really feel like that texture shadow I used was necessarily best with kind of a dry base. So I'm just dabbing a smidge of that on my brush, and let's see how this goes. Okay, that has worked wonders. It's smoothed everything out. I have to apologise, but I'm now having to do a voiceover because we are having some work done on the house. So I'm taking this kind of light pink mauve shade from the same palette, and I'm just picking this up on a pencil brush, and I'm going to be running this just underneath my lower lash line. And then to intensify the colour, I'm taking Flamingo and just popping this underneath the lower lash line on top of the colour we had previously used. Now I'm using some lashes, no, I'm using some mascara, and this is the Lash Alert from EYEKO. I have also added on some liquid liner, but it was just so difficult to film this whilst looking into the mirror as well. But oh my goodness, this mascara from EYEKO makes my bottom lashes so thick and long, which is amazing because I have stumps for lower lashes. So now moving on to the skin, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit, and my skin at the minute, I had used some sort of like mask and it made my skin super pimply, and just everything I put on top of it just would not blend. So I'm trying my hardest to work this contour in. To warm up my skin, I'm using Give Me Sun from MAC, and then as a highlight, I'm going to be using the Mary Luminizer from the Balm. And again, I had so much trouble putting these face products on because my skin just would not allow for anything to be blended over the top. Then for the lips, I use the NYX Lip Lingerie in the shade of Baby Doll. So that was everything today, you guys. I'm so sorry I had to switch this into a voiceover, but you just would not have been able to hear me over the drilling. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this look today, and I shall see you next time. Bye!